This is Brian Moore, host of Hot Sauce Weekly. And you are listening to BCRN, all barbecue and grilling all the time.
So to get that perfect barbecue, you use wood. Are you sure it's safe? Whatever. We put the lighter fluid on, strike the match, and oh! Should we call the fire department? That might be a good idea.
Welcome to the Barbecue Central Show, the show where we talk about all things that are important in the world of barbecue. From big-name interviews with competitors on the barbecue circuit, grill manufacturers and pit makers, to advice on cooking brisket and ribs. You'll find it all right here on the Barbecue Central Show. Your host, Greg Rempe, is a backyard barbecue and grilling fanatic and loves to talk about his passion, which many of us share together. You can learn more about barbecue and grilling by visiting the website, thebbqcentral.com. Now, let's get in the smoke. Here's your program host, Greg Rempe.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Barbecue Central Radio Networks proudly presents another edition of the really big Barbecue Central Show. It does happen to be the show that talks about all things important to the world of barbecue and grilling. Broadcasting live and direct from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city of Cleveland, Ohio. Mayor Frank Jackson, I think I told you last week, proclaimed it the barbecue capital of the North Coast. That's right, we're right here in Cleveland, smack dab on the lakeside. Greg Rempe, your host, happy to have you aboard here on a Tuesday. And what is happening, everybody? Great to have you aboard for the outdoor live fire and cooking show. Lots of people already up on the Ustream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Look at my ugly mug as I do the radio show. Also, people on the radio side only catching the audio. Various countries and states and whatnot joining the show. And if you want to jump in tonight, you're more than welcome to do so. 877-448-0433. You can also email the show at any point. Greg at the BBQ Central Show. .com is the way to get in touch with the show. Once again, toll free 877-448-0433. You can also email Greg at the bbqcentralshow.com. If you are looking at me on the Ustream, you'll notice there's a poll running right now. Little bit of preference to the show tonight. Hold on a second. I had been Facebooking and tweeting about some things that have been going on, at least from what I had seen in regards to the Kansas City Barbecue Society. So that's what the poll is all about. What do you think about the KCBS? I don't know enough about to make a decision. This is much ado about nothing. The BOD is a joke. It needs to change. And the KCBS is a Gestapo. I won't answer at all. Currently, not a huge amount of people answering, but we're looking at about 50% saying that they just don't know enough to make an informed decision. So there you go. Take part in the poll. That'll probably change at some point during the show, and you'll be alerted to continue to vote on new stuff. Here's what's happening on the show tonight, in case you were wondering. Didn't get to the newsletter today because eye contact was down, at least it was for me, so I wasn't able to get that out to you, and I apologize if you were looking to read that with your lunch break or your morning coffee or whatever it is that you have, depending on what time zone you're in. But we do have an open next segment coming up, kind of leading into the whole KCBS might be a Gestapo thing. I had reached out to a number of people and really couldn't get something together for a kind of roundtable forum type deal on what's going on and what do people think needs to happen and all that great stuff. So don't worry, I'll be able to fill it. And then coming up after the open segment, after the break, we have a monthly guest. She recurs, well, I guess that would be why she's a monthly guest. Every month, Robin Lindars, grillgirl.com, and her website, of course, is grillgirl. And then you're spelling girl with a G-R-R-R-L. So that's 3 R's in the middle of the G in the L.com. We got a lot to talk about with her. She was at the Kingsford University, which was put on this past weekend, I believe, out there in like Vegas, I think it was. And, I mean, a question I'm definitely going to be asking her, which she won't have the answer to, but why not put somebody uncomfortable on the spot right away on the show? How do I not get an invite? How does that happen? Bloggers, schmoggers, they're just typing away on their keyboard. They can't construct sentences coherently, especially over the course of an hour or two every week, like me, and I get left out. I don't even get a chance to decline and big time them. I get big-timed right over. It's the only show doing what I'm doing on a weekly basis. There's no other show out there on terrestrial radio or out there on satellite radio. It's the only place. Internet radio is right here, and you're getting the Barbecue Central radio show every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I get nothing. Not even a fine how do you do or a fine how do you don't. But you have the likes of these Clint Cantwells and these Robin Lindarses, Meathead. Well, I like Meathead. I like Robin, too, by the way. Patio Daddio, John Dawson, who's been on the show. All these people getting to come on over and spend a weekend out in Vegas with Kingsford University and all of the starlets that are the barbecue people like Chris Lilly. And that's all I can really remember right off the top of my head. He's been on the show, too. I mean, what are we talking about here? How do I get left out in the cold? Stiffed like that. Outrageous. I'm never buying Kingsford again until they fly me up next year, and then I'll buy it again. That's a lie. I'm going to use it this weekend. Anyway, so we're going to be talking to Robin about the Kingsford U, and she was able to glean a few recipes, I believe, from that event that she wanted to talk about as well. Plus, she's got some grilling classes coming up. Lots of great stuff happening with her. Then we have the 4-segment free-for-all hosted by Harry Carey, resurrected from the dead, especially just for that segment that he does every week for your chance to win fun prizes. And we have a great prize coming up tonight. Where is it at? Hold on a second. This gift is being sponsored by Cripple Creek Barbecue. Cripple Creek Barbecue, that's BARBEQUE, cripplecreekbarbecue.com. And here's a visual description for you people. It's going to get a bottle of each original and a Chipotle sauce. Is it Chipotle or Chipotle? Whatever. Chipotle sauce and a bottle of their dry rub and a basting brush. So you have like 4 different items. You got 2 sauces, you got a rub, you got a basting brush. And again, that is sponsored by John Lynch of cripplecreekbarbecue.com. So that's what's going to be in the prize closet starting off the 4-segment free-for-all. Then we have the Kosmo's Q stuff. We have oak-infused, why do I say oak-infused winewood? We have wine-infused oakwood products from Greenleaf Barbecue. We always have the frog mats, too. We have wild game rub from barbecuehooks.com. You know how to play it. You're going to answer either barbecue questions or sports questions. We got March Madness ready to jump off starting tomorrow. And from there, you have 5 seconds to answer each question, culminating in a free prize. And tonight's featured prize, Cripple Creek Barbecue's gift pack. The original sauce, the Chipotle sauce, the barbecue dry rub, and a basting brush. So there you go. All great stuff happening here. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Listener email coming in. Hey, Greg, it's been a while since I've been able to catch a show live, but I am pulling some Army Reserve duty and have been catching up on the shows that I download from iTunes in my downtime. They've been very great. Bill Arnold, Melissa Cookston, Candy Weaver, Scotty Johnson. Wow, what a lineup. Keep up the great work. Take care, Brian Dodd. Brian, always appreciate you writing into the show, and I'm glad. I mean, you know, I don't really kind of notice it, but as I read who's been on the show here over the last number of weeks, kind of a little bit of a who's who in barbecue currently. So, Brian, thanks for the service to the country in the Army Reserves. Of course, thanks for your service to the country you do in your day job. He's a DEA Special Agent, Brian Dodd. He's also a competitive barbecuer. If you're a fan of the show, you know his daughter does some on-location interviews for me at various barbecue competitions, and we air them right here. She fancies to be a broadcast journalist at some point in her real life when she grows up and gets a real job, and I'm providing that opportunity. So thanks again for listening, Brian, and we appreciate all that you do. I think I speak for all of the Centralites when I say thank you very much, gang. A quick reminder before we step away here about Stephen DeFranco Jewelers. That's right, he's located right here in the heart of the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame city, Cleveland. And he's providing you with that awesome timepiece to have on your watch. We call it wrist. You're taking that walk up to get your first grand championship or your first category call. You don't want to look like a schmuck and have a crappy timepiece on your wrist. You want to have something that's out there grabbing people's attention and is time and accurate. QPR, it's quality price ratio, and that's why you have to call in. Go ahead, go to the banner on the Barbecue Central Radio Network's webpage, click on that, and then dial the phone number after you've picked out the watch that you like, and he will get you the barbecue brother and sister hookup. We're going to come back with an open segment with me and you. It's Rempe and you right here on the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
Barbecue fans travel from all over the country and the world to learn the secrets of real pit barbecue from Grand Champion Pitmaster Conrad Haskins. Now take your skills to the next level with a Barbecue Institute Pitmaster class. You'll learn how to make sauces, rubs, and smoke mouth-watering barbecue every time you cook. Your new skills will impress friends and family. Internet forums, blogs, and Facebook are full of success stories from our graduates. Upcoming classes locations include Rock City Rib Fest, Rochester, New York, Lexington, Massachusetts, Lang Factory Test Kitchen in Georgia, Fort Worth, Texas, Fredericksburg, Texas, Houston, Texas, Monroe, Washington, and Kennewick, Washington. For more information, class dates, and contests we'll be competing in, visit www.bbqclass.com. That's bbqclass.com.
Broadcasting live from the Barbecue Central Radio Network studios in Cleveland, Ohio. You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show. Once again, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
Welcome back, 14 past the hour. This portion of the show brought to you by Yoder's Smoky Mountain Barbecue, the leading online retailer of Meadow Creek barbecue equipment. Their barbecue smokers and grills, handcrafted in the Amish country of Lancaster, Pennsylvania, helping you enjoy easy and profitable barbecues for years to come. Visit SeriousBBQs.com. That's BBQS, plural. SeriousBBQs.com. Hold on a second. Got to put the windscreen on here. I was wondering why I sound a little weird. There we go. All right, 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com is the email address. Currently, the I don't know enough to make a decision is leading the poll about what do you think about the KCBS board. Look, I'm right up there with the 50% of you that decided. I'm sorry, reading something there at the same time. I'm right there with probably most of you with the fact that you just don't know enough to make a good decision. And I think probably, and the vast majority, I mean, you think about it, how many members of the KCBS are there? It's thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people who have paid the $35 in order to gain membership. The vast majority of those people pay that $35 a year, or whatever it is, to get their hands on the bullshit and read. Really, I mean, if you think about it, I mean, what's the percentage of people that are out there that are members that are actively participating in competitions? Now, there might be a large majority that do it once or maybe twice. But the people that I have on this show on a regular basis who are out there doing it 25, 35, 40 times a week, a year, aren't those, that percentage is minuscule. It's like the odds of making it into professional baseball or professional football. There aren't that many people out there that are doing it to consider themselves to be in a team of the year contention, let's say. A lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of investment, a lot of stuff involved with doing that. So when you go to think about what's all involved and what's taking the KCBS as a membership as a whole, you have to believe that the vast majority of these people are maybe competing once or twice because it's really just a lot of good fun and you're around a lot of great people, which is true. I've been to a number of competitions, and it's great. You get to sample a lot of great food. You get to have a lot of great camaraderie. Everything that you hear about from people that are on this show. One of the first 2 or 3 things that they tell, well, how did you get into it? Well, I attended a competition, or I decided to give it a shot, and not only did I do really well in the first 1 or 2 things, but the people were great. They were there to help, and there's a brotherhood and a camaraderie with barbecue that is unlike any other. People are out there to help. Everybody wants to win, but everybody wants to help at the same time. So I think there is that whole base that makes the competition barbecue scene just very attractive to a lot of people. But if we're looking at KCBS as a sanctioning body, they're the biggest. Biggest doesn't mean best. And I believe, just my opinion, somebody who is not a KCBS member, somebody who is not an FBA member, somebody who is not an IBCA member. I am non-membered at all, so I have the ability to make a informed, on my own opinion without feeling like I'm going to get attacked, because I laid out a number of invitations to people to come on and just even talk about what they think the problem is, because I can't remember in a number of years past, except for the last few, where there was so much vocality and postings on the internet and people talking about this or people talking about that or people talking about this BOD member or people talking about that BOD member, and people are being asked to step down now or people aren't being put on committees. I don't recall anywhere near the amount of upheaval that is going on, or at least the perception that things are just tragic in every sense. And obviously it's going to go from person to person as far as who you believe or who you're going to align with. But I think, and I've said it before here, especially over the last couple years, you have a society, as the KCBS, that was founded 24, 25 years ago, whatever the hell it is, by two people that just wanted to have some fun because they want to start a barbecue society and have some rules and whatnot. And it's grown into something that is completely what it wasn't when it started out, which is fine because evolution is what it's all about. You either evolve, you adapt, you stay the same, or you die. So I think where KCBS is now, my personal opinion, they're struggling with where they were, how they were founded, what it was all about. They're trying to hold on to that to a certain degree. And the people that are in the BOD are trying to hold on to that to a certain degree, aren't willing to relinquish certain things, and aren't necessarily keeping the best or the big picture. The board, from what I understand, the board of directors are supposed to be the visionaries, the people who are focusing on the big picture and moving things forward, trying to progress, trying to evolve, whatever it is that they're boarding of directoring. So from what you read and from what you see and from what you hear, that couldn't be anything farther from the truth. And I'm not sitting here saying that anybody's bad or anybody's wrong, but there has to be some type of change to be made in order to continue to grow and get this thing in the right direction. And partnering with MMA has certainly been of a large benefit, getting big corporate sponsors. I mean, this is all what we're talking about here. Moving it on, taking it up to the next level. But if you have KCBS as a sanctioning body, I mean, what do you have it for? Why do you bring it in if you're in Cleveland or if you're in Boston, Massachusetts, or if you're in the southern tip of Florida, or if you're in anywhere in between? Why do you want to bring in the KCBS? Because they have a set of rules. They have sanctioning. They have this track record of what is supposed to be an even playing field for you to compete in no matter where you are in the country. So this is the problem. Or perhaps this is where the problem is. Get your rule. Eliminate the board. Or make two people in charge. And just make KCBS just a sanctioning body. They provide the rules. They provide the sanctioning. And that's it. And then after every competition year, for the people that are taking part, for the people that are competing, send out surveys. What did you like this year? What didn't you like this year? What would you like to see changed? What wouldn't you like to see changed? Where would you like it tweaked? Where wouldn't you like it tweaked? So on and so forth. Just like you would get if you came and see me in my day job, in a retail outlet. I service you. I ask you the right questions. I put you in the best product that we have. We agree on it. And then after you leave, you get a survey. And it says, how did this guy greet you? How long did you wait? Did you like what he asked you? Did he ask you the right questions? Did he go over this? Did he go over that? You have to be talking for the fact that you want KCBS in your area because of the rules. So why not just have it be what it is, a sanctioning body? Forget all the other stuff that's happening in there. Let it go. Let it ride out. And then every year, take a vote, take a survey, implement the rules that seem to make sense or the way that things are evolving. Things are going to be changed. People are cooking pork and brisket and ribs completely different now than they were 5 years ago, and 10 years ago, and 20 years ago. Did anybody think that people were going to be injecting pork butts and briskets and cooking chicken in foil pans and all this stuff 10 and 15 years ago, people would be going nuts if that were the case. Those would be rules against, I would imagine. And we're evolving now into pork collars, whatever the hell that is. What are we talking about here? This is what is the issue. Is perhaps we're getting lost in where exactly this whole thing is. I don't, again, my whole thing, email coming in, something is seriously wrong when the PR approach of an organization is to hide behind their collective aprons and dodge serious dialogue and scrutiny. I mean, I agree. I just want to have somebody on to talk. That's all. So there you go. Am I talking about privatizing KCBS? I don't know. Maybe I agree to some point with Mike McLeod when he said that it didn't necessarily need to be privatized. But perhaps something really needs to be looked at and just go ahead and do what it is. It's a sanctioning body. It provides rules. Just do that. Forget all the 5-hour meetings that you hear about or people posturing. The other thing I'm hearing about, people only getting on the board. People only want to get on the board to further their own personal agenda. But it's not personal agenda within the KCBS. It's people coming in as contest organizers, getting a board position to further enhance their ability to get bigger contests. They're making contacts now with people that they weren't able to just being a regional representative or a contest organizer. But now they get on KCBS, and now they make contacts with Sam's Club, or now they make contacts with this big event over here. And, well, now we can get outside the board, and I can organize an event, and I might reap the reward financially because I'm on the BOD, because I've made those contacts. And perhaps that's probably not the best thing to do. I mean, that's got to be some type of conflict of interest, I would imagine. You don't want somebody on the board who is looking to benefit in their back pocket. And profit's not a dirty word, as far as I'm concerned. I'm a businessman at heart. Profit's good. But I can't imagine that you want somebody on there who it's a non-paid position who is there to look to get paid on the back end. No pun intended. You don't want somebody coming in to make these contacts in order to benefit themselves for organizations and for contests that they're going to be running. Put two and two together. What's going on? So I think that, and who knows how it's going to change. That was the point, and the biggest thing that I wanted to talk to people about tonight was, if you're at odds, if you don't think that it's running well, if you think it's a good old boy network and things aren't going to be changing, obviously there's a lot of chairs that are going to be up next year. I think it was 3 or 4. You had some new people in this year, but the new people are they the new blood? And I mean, people voted them in, so it's got to be people that you wanted. I'd love to know how many people vote. Maybe one of you guys on Ustream knows. Does anybody know what the voter turnout was for KCBS? Is it 10? Is it 10%? Is it 20%? Is it something minuscule like it would be here for a presidential? What I'm talking about here, like within the country. It's still an abysmal turnout rate for votes here as a country. So what is it for KCBS? 20%. Here we go. The 20%. We have 2%. TD Hooks. I think that's Terry Hooks. If you're not turning out to vote, then it's probably a moot point. And perhaps more to my opinion that this might be I call it the vocal minority, just a very few people that have access to the internet. And now are just airing their side. Because really, that's the bottom line why I don't really feel like I can accurately talk about the whole thing, is because I don't have the whole availability of what's happening. I don't know what people's personal agendas are, if there are personal agendas. I don't hear what's going on in those board of director meetings on the MP3 or whatever the case may be. But my fervent belief is that if you want to be able It's 1404, 18. Okay, so I mean, you're looking at the sub 20% of the voting membership, which leads me to believe, as I had started out in this whole tirade at the very beginning of the segment, that the vast majority of people don't give a rat's ass about what is happening with the KCBS as far as the board of directors and the rules or anything. They just want to go out and compete once. Maybe the majority of those don't even want to compete once. They just want to have the bullshit. That's all. They just want to read and have a good time. So things to ponder and chew on, I would say. 877-448-0433 is the number to call. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com is the email address. Let's go ahead and grab a quick email. John McConnell writing in, I've served on various charities, and everyone who serves on the board on a voluntary basis at those charities is looking for something. Some want to sell the organization insurance. Some want to manage the trust fund. Some want direct services their way. I have no reason to believe that the KCBS is any different. John McConnell weighing in there. Thanks for writing in, John. John, again, I kind of, from what I understand, a lot of the same is going on at a lot of the same. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Robin Lindars joining me out of the break. 4-segment free-for-all coming up after that, and then it's all you for After Dark. We're just going to hang out. We're going to shoot the proverbial stuff. Give away some other prizes if we have some. Stick around. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
The future of barbecue is already here at thebarbecueguru.com. From the amazing guru that monitors and controls the temperatures of any charcoal, wood, or electric pit to the Caldera Tallboy knockdown smoker. Yes, it breaks down and stores flat, yet it's still a robust, sturdy, portable cooker and smokehouse. It also serves as an efficient temperature-controlled convection oven using wood or charcoal. The Tallboy is designed to fit all catering pans and can be used as a warming oven. You can cook in any style you choose. Make ribs, chicken, jerky, vegetables, smoked cheese, whatever you want. Take it to KCBS competitions and unload it from the trunk of your car. TheBarbecueGuru.com is where you'll find the Caldera 3-Bay Caterer. It's stainless steel and uses charcoal or sterno for chafing purposes. And it doubles as a 3-bay sink or wash station with hot water and knocks down in seconds with no tools required for transportation and storage. The future of barbecue is here at thebarbecueguru.com. That's www.thebbqguru.com or call 1-800-288-GURU.
Get in the smoke. Call 877-448-0433 to get on the air. Now, here's your host, Greg Rempe.
33 past the hour. Welcome back. This portion of the show brought to you by the good folks over at the Barbecue Guru, makers of automatic pit temperature control devices, not to mention a host of other products that make your barbecue and grilling life easier. 2 ways to find them on the inner tubes. www.thebbqguru.com, or you can call them toll-free 800-288-GURU. It's the good folks over at the Barbecue Guru. Yeah. Lots of stuff flying in about KCBS. Lots of reactions saying that people just want to be members of the KCBS, card-holding members, if you will. KCBS needing regional representation. 94% of the people weighing in saying that is something that absolutely needs to happen, but we will hold off on all of the KCBS talk here. For now, we'll race over to the hotline, bring up monthly guests to the show, and just a recent, I'm guessing, graduate of the Kingsford University, Robin Lindars, joining us. Robin, what's up?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing awesome. Do you want to weigh in on KCBS controversy all over the place, Robin, or what?
I'm not going to get involved in the drama.
It's like a Gestapo. You know, people, I invited like 1 billion people to come on for last segment, and I think the KCBS has its hooks far-reaching from what I understand, and it's left for me to carry a whole segment. It was like so tough.
I saw that on your Facebook. Everyone was like, I don't know if I want to talk about it. I think, people want to CYA, you know what I mean?
Yes, well, you gotta cover it. Somebody's got to cover it. Might as well be yourself. So
you know what? You should cover those things, Greg, because you talk about stuff that other people think about but might not talk about.
That's right, and I can usually put it in a better sentence than most people too. We're joined by Robin Lindars. Grillgirl.com, by the way, is the website. GRRR BCRL.com. Lots of cool things to talk about with you tonight, Robin, and I guess we'll start with the Kingsford University that took place this past weekend. Was that in Vegas?
It was in Vegas.
Yeah, I mean, so like the burning question, of course, is how the hell did I not get an invite?
I know. Honestly, it was kind of random who they did and did not invite. And I think the only reason I got an invite is because I talked to their PR people a lot about their other site, grilling.com. Because honestly, some of the people there I've never heard of. And not that that means anything. I mean, I think they invite a lot of people outside of the barbecue community just because we are kind of, I don't know, all inclusive.
Right.
But there were a couple people that I thought should have been there, and they weren't. So I don't know.
What are you going to do?
I think that it was kind of a mistake on their part, but I don't think it was planned. I think they were just kind of, the PR team was kind of random about it. You know what I mean?
This is what they can do. I mean, it's their event. So why don't you go ahead and tell us about it? What's Kingsford U? What it's all about?
Basically, they just invite a lot of their bloggers and food writers it's just basically just a big fun class, like 3-day long class where you're getting together and learning food trends. And like, say, for example, we started out at a really nice steakhouse in Vegas, Craft Steak, which is, and then we got to try out, what was it called? Now I can hear Snake River, like Wagyu beef,
right,
that kind of thing. And then the whole next day they basically set up like a big tent right outside the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and we took classes with Chris Lilly most of the day. And then we even did like meat cutting demonstrations. The pork board was there, so it was really cool. And probably the best part of it for me was just that I have all these like blogger friends that I've known like virtually, online. And it was actually cool. Like, I got to hang out with John Dawson from Patio Daddio. And
now, Robin, be honest. I mean, how much of a disappointment was it to meet John in person?
It was awesome. We had a blast.
Like, who else have you had relationships with online, or just kind of went back and forth and then finally got to meet? I mean, is that kind of like a fun thing, or did anybody creep you out?
No, everyone was super cool. And I met Chris Grove finally in person, and it was super neat. And I got to meet Meathead, from AmazingRibs.com. And, there were a lot of journalists there from random magazines too, like, Southern Living and Family Circle and some like kind of man magazines I'd never heard of. But what was also neat too is that they did a contest, and they had 3 guys try out to win to be able to go. And all the guys that, won the contest were super cool, super into barbecue. And so it was just neat to hang out with like some normal people who are just super into grilling and barbecue, not a foodie and not, you know what I mean? It was awesome. And one of my highlights, and you guys will see this on my blog, it took me all day today. High def video is a super pain in the ass. It takes forever to upload. But I actually got to meet Ken. Well, I had met Ken Hess before at Memphis in May last year because I interviewed Chris Lilly. But I did like a 10-minute long interview with him just about different barbecue techniques and just kind of like open. He was just all kinds of random stuff. He was telling me about how he's dry aging beef in his refrigerator and just all this neat stuff he does. And it was just cool to get to know him better because I think it was, my misunderstanding. I just assumed he was like a good old boy, and he's totally not. He's CIA trained. He's from Brooklyn, believe it or not. So, and he used to work with, I think he used to work with Steve Reichland at the Greenbrier. So, I mean, the dude's got some serious credentials, So, I guess the moral of that story is things are not always what they appear to be.
That's right. Robin Lindars joining us. Her website, by the way, if you want to check that out, grillgirl.com. Now, I think what was kind of nice, as well as you getting to hang out with all these people, meet them, you were able to glean some new recipes. And one of the things that I wanted to ask you about was this whole, grilled lemonade and ribs or something like that?
Yeah. It was probably the other good part about it is I felt lately like I've been in a recipe slump. You just get into that mode and you're like, what the heck am I going to make for dinner tonight? And, you're trying to be creative. And it was very inspiring because there were a lot of new dishes that came out of it. A lot of it from Chris Lilly and also Kingsford, like their testing lab. But the coolest part was, for me, it's my two favorite things, cocktails and grilling. And now we have grilled cocktails, and they did a whole segment on that. And that's where, on my blog, the grilled lemonade recipe comes from. And it really adds, it's just a cool, fun thing to do. And if you're having a party, that is just another, like, and you're grilling out in your backyard, that is a neat thing to do. I mean, that's just kind of like a cool party trick.
What do you do? What I mean? Tell us about it.
So the grilled lemonade was made by it's Marcus Wing from the labs at Kingsford or from Kingsford Charcoal, excuse me. And basically what you do is you grill the lemon. You just cut the lemons in half, grill them so they get a lot of char, a little smoke. Actually, you will dip them in sugar and then grill them. The sugar caramelizes, right. And then you're gonna just squeeze the juice out. And then what they did was they mixed it with a like rosemary infused simple syrup, and they mixed it with brandy. I'm not a big brandy fan myself. I would probably mix it with vodka. But I took it a step further this weekend, and I was so inspired. And I will post this soon because I already had so much information for this recent blog post. But I made grilled margaritas, and they were the bomb.
I'm fascinated with the fact that you're grilling these things.
Well, like I said, they're my two favorite things. Cocktails and grilling are like that's like a double whammy right there. And so what I did for the margaritas was I grilled oranges and lemons and limes, and I mixed them with just a simple syrup and tequila, and it's got a smokiness to it that's really nice. Now to take it a step further, at Kingsford they had a mixologist there who was doing things like they had infused the spirits with bacon and then, scrape the fat off. And I don't have time for stuff that difficult, but it was cool in concept.
Wow.
But yeah, it was cool. It's definitely been inspiring. So you guys will see, I think I might try a couple new cocktails on the grill. And I was even thinking it would be cool, and like, instead of doing like a key lime pie, to do like a grilled key lime pie and like get some char on the limes first before you use the juice to make the pie.
Sounds like a great idea. It looks like you're coming well out of that food blog slump.
I've been inspired, which is awesome. So
Kingsford University was like a raging success then all around.
I had a blast. I hope they invite me back next year, and I'll make the suggestion that you should come too.
Yes, that would be great.
Have fun together.
I'd certainly appreciate that. Now, before I let you go, Robin, we have a couple grilling clinics for women coming up. You want to tell us about those?
Yeah, I am. If you're in South Florida, I'm doing a grilling clinic on April 17th at Culinary Concepts, which is the Big Green Egg dealer down here in South Florida. We'll have a keg of beer. We're just going to be having fun. It is women only. Trying, and we'll be cooking on a really huge gas grill and also a Big Green Egg. So we're going to be going through, basic charcoal grilling, gas grilling, how to start a grill, direct versus indirect, using a meat thermometer, that kind of stuff. And then I'm also doing my first grilling clinic outside of South Florida, which is cool, which is, sorry, I just got an IM from John Dawson because he wants me to mention something funny to you guys. So I will in 2 seconds. And then the second one is at Dead End Barbecue, which is in Knoxville, Tennessee. And that's in June. So,
couple good ones lined up.
Going on.
No doubt about it. All right. So go ahead and set up the joke then.
Okay, so the joke is that when we did the grilled cocktails at Kingsford University, we did a competition. Like, they ended up putting us in teams, and we had to grill cocktails. And I can't believe I forgot to tell you guys this. So it was me and Meathead, and John Dawson was on our team as well, and also Chris Grove. And so if you look on my blog, there's a picture of it. But we ended up coming up with this cocktail that. This is kind of dirty, and I feel bad about saying it, but at the time I didn't know what it meant. But we called it the rim job. So,
oh my, the rim job.
Yes, and at the time, because I'm a naive Southern girl, that's like, I just thought it sounded dirty because it had the word job in it, right? And I know. So my mom she'd be proud that I didn't know what it means, right? So I
hope so.
It sounded funny, and but the premise of the cocktail was like Meathead came up with this, like, we dipped the we dipped the glass into like a barbecue rub to rim the glass. So that's where the word rim came from. And then we used a rib, like a little slab of rib as the swizzle stick. So it was a really cool concept.
Right.
And I get up there and present it to everyone, and I'm like, and here we have the rim job. And I really had no idea what a rim job was. But then the moral of that story is we actually won best cocktail from the competition. And later I went on my phone and Googled what a rim job was and was pretty mortified. But
yeah, I was going to say, which one of those raging pervs decided to tell you what a rim job was?
I don't know. I guess it was just all, we'd been drinking and it was funny at the time. And it really made a good story. And so I kind of renamed it on my blog, The Rib Job, instead of Rib Job. But I was joking with my husband that if I called it the Rim Job, I'd probably get a ton of hits on my blog.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, when I read it, I didn't read Rib Job. I was reading Rim Job. So it must be like one of those Freudian reads.
It was a Freudian read.
Wow.
Exactly.
Outrageous. All right. Well, newly found perv doing the rim job is Robin Menlin joining us. And Robin Lindars. Gotta remember that. And she joins us every month. And again, you can find her website at grillgirl.com. It's GRRRL.com. Check out those grilled cocktails. And if you are a female and you're going to be looking into those cooking classes, you can certainly get in touch with her that way. Robin, always appreciate the time, and I'll look for you again next month.
I have a funny ending to that story if you want to hear it.
Oh, it gets better than that?
So then Clint from Smoke in the Eye, who was also there, we got to meet Bobby Labonte later on in the weekend, and he got this piece of paper signed from Bobby Labonte that says, "Hey, Grill Girl, thanks for the rib job, Bobby Labonte."
All right. I mean, what a great weekend, right? Rim jobs all around.
It was fun.
All right, Robin, we'll look for you again next month.
Thanks again.
Take care.
Have a good night.
There she is. Rim jobstress extraordinaire. What the hell happened to my show, for crying out loud? Holy love. Who's Bobby Labonte? That I don't know. But he sounds famous, so that's got to be double funny, right? If you have a famous guy saying that. All right. I think everybody listening now owes me $4.99 for adult pay-per-view entertainment. What? What the hell just happened to my show? Uh-oh. All right. We're going to step away. We're going to come back with the 4-segment free-for-all. Your chance to win, 877-448-0433, the Cripple Creek Barbecue Gift Pack. I have imagined that Harry Carey is going to be asking about rim jobs. Just a thought. 877-448-0433. Stick around. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Barbecue Central Radio Show.
Forget going from site to site to get all of your barbecue and grilling supplies and make your first and final stop at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com. In the market for a new barbecue pit, we have all the big name brands like Big Green Egg and more. As a matter of fact, Fred's is staffed by eggheads and carries all the parts and accessories for the Big Green Egg. More of a pellet head, you say? Fred's is the pellet grill superstore with grills in stock from Traeger, Green Mountain, and Country Smokers from Louisiana Grills. Fred's also carries smokers from Cook Shack, Bradley, and Weber, as well as a full line of charcoal grills. And once you're outfitted with your new smoker or grill, you'll find absolutely everything you need to make your barbecue or grilling experience a success. Fred is also the creator and distributor of Tasty Licks barbecue products, including their great line of rubs, spices, and sauces. You gotta try them. And you can also get your hands on a full lineup of marinades, accessories, lump charcoal, wood chips, pellets, chunks, and even the great grilling tools from Stephen Reichlin of Barbecue U fame. Check out Fred on the web at fredsmusicandbarbecue.com or check out their fully stocked showroom in beautiful Shillington, PA.
Introducing Kosmos Q. Kosmos Q injections and marinades use only the finest ingredients, and they mix easily, never clotting or caking. From our beef injection to our pork injection, you're guaranteed to wow your friends, family, and judges. And don't forget to check out our Kosmos Chicken Soak for that moist and tender chicken you're gonna love.
And don't forget about Kosmo's new pork soak and rubs.
You can find us at cosmosq.com and select retailers across the nation. For quality injections, marinades, and rubs, it's Kosmos Q.
Big name interviews, advice on cooking brisket and ribs, and the only host willing to share his honest opinion on all things important in the world of barbecue. It's the Barbecue Central Show.
52 past the hour. Sponsors pulling out like crazy after the rim job segment. Oh my God. What happened? This portion brought to you by Fred's Music and Barbecue. Did you know this Saturday they are hosting a special barbecue demonstration class in their showroom at 214 West Lancaster Avenue in Shillington, Pennsylvania? The smoking guitar player himself will show you how to make Black Bart's beef brisket. Brisket barbecued Texas style. Class will begin at noon, last for an hour and a half. And you don't even need all the specialized cooking and grilling gear to do the demo class. They'll show you how to do it on a charcoal grill, on a gas grill, on a ceramic grill, whatever you got. It doesn't matter. They'll see you there. This class will feature Black Bart's brisket rub. Go to fredsmusicandbbq.com for more information. That's Fred over at fredsmusicandbbq.com. All right, let's go ahead and play the fourth segment, Free For All. And we go to area code 704. Name and where you're calling from.
John McConnell, calling from Charlotte, North Carolina.
John, how are you tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. Hope you are.
I'm doing very well. Thanks for asking, John. Would you like to play the fourth segment, Free For All?
Yes, that'd be great.
All right, you know how to play. We're going to ask you either sports questions or barbecue questions. You're going to have 5 seconds to answer each question, culminating in a free prize, which tonight, your first choice would be the Cripple Creek Barbecue Extravaganza Package. Are you ready to play?
I am. I'll take barbecue questions.
Barbecue questions it is, John. First question. John, there is this piece of metal or iron that sits above a heat source that typically your meat sits on. Do you know what that's called?
That's the grate.
That's right. That is the grate. Just this past weekend in Las Vegas, Nevada, there was some type of university going on for featured food bloggers and non-internet radio show hosts. Do you know who sponsored that?
Kingsford.
Kingsford is exactly right. You're 2 for 2. John, this is your third question for your chance to win a prize here if you get it right. Third question, I was just interviewing Robin Medlin, the grill girl at grillgirl.com, and herself and John Dawson and Meathead Goldwyn came up with a super perverted cocktail that won first place. Do you know what the name of it is?
I do those, the grilled margaritas.
Oh, no, John, I'm sorry. Oh, grilled margaritas is hardly perverted, John. Come on. You know what it is. I understand. I understand what you're doing. You didn't want to come across like you were... Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. It's good. No, it's good. I feel you. 877-448-0433. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com. 877-448-0433 is the number to call. We have the Cripple Creek Barbecue Gift Pack Extravaganza, and we also have the Kosmo's Q Injection Pack. We also have grill, what do you call that? Frog mats. I was going to say grill mats. You have frog mats. We have Wild Game Rub. Wild Game Rub. It's awesome. Kosmo's Q. We have Kosmo's Q. All right. Let's see here. Go ahead. Troll through some of the email here and see where we're at. Oh, look at this guy, John McConnell, just calling in, wondering how I get passed over for the invite to Kingsford University. I hear John Dawson weighing in. No, Harry, you suck. Well, I mean, I can only control what I can control. This isn't my fault. All right, here we go again. John, is this you again?
Yes.
John, how are you?
You got to give me another chance. I can't believe I missed that.
Well, I can't believe you missed it either.
Urban Dictionary and everything.
There you go. All right, here we go. We're going to do barbecue questions or sports questions this time. What would you like?
Barbecue, please.
Barbecue questions it is. John, can you tell me what the traditional barbecue temperatures of a pit would range in?
225 to 275.
I'll take that. Each year in, I believe it's Kansas City, there is the world's largest barbecue competition. Can you name it?
The Royal.
Can you be more specific? Jeez, John. What are you doing? You can't call in anymore. It's the American Royal. Can I be more specific? No. Can you be more American? No. 877-448-0433. Your guys are trying to help you on the Ustream. They are. They look 1, 2, 3, 4 American Royals. Wow. Dubai Royal. TD Hugs. The Dubai Royal. And after the Dubai Royal, we run the horse race, the Dubai Cup, and then we take the horse that won and we barbecue it and eat it in a victory dinner. It's fabulous. Anybody going to try the cocktails? The grilled cocktails. Anybody have an interest in that? Yes or no? All right. We still have the Cripple Creek Barbecue gift pack to choose from. 877-448-0433. That's the number to call. Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com if you want to weigh in tonight. It's all sorts of madness. Rim job cocktail. Kevin Knob. You going to do that? No? Well, let's go to area code 602. Name and where you're calling from.
Chris from Arizona.
Chris, how are you tonight?
Good. How are you, Greg?
I am doing absolutely fantastic. Chris, would you like to play the fourth segment free-for-all?
Let's do it.
All right, barbecue questions or sports questions?
Barbecue.
Barbecue questions it is, Chris. Here we go. Question number 1. You have on a gas grill, you have 2 different fuel sources that you could use for a gas grill. Can you name one or both?
Propane?
Propane is one of them. Of course, natural gas is the other one. That's
okay,
question number 1. Question number 2. Can you name the most popular selling charcoal in the world?
Kingsford.
Kingsford it is. Also sponsored the Kingsford University just this past weekend. All right, question number 3, Chris, for your chance to win a prize. Can you name the highly perverted cocktail that Robin Medlin was just talking about here on last segment at Kingsford University where she won first prize?
Man, I'm lucky I chimed in. I think I can get this one. It's something to do with the rim job.
Rim job it is. See, that's all it takes. Just a little perverseness, and you can win a prize. Chris, let me tell you right off the bat, we do have the Cripple Creek Barbecue gift pack. If you would like to forego that, we also have Kosmo's Q and the standard line of gifts. What would you like?
Let's try the, you said Triple Creek, right?
Cripple, like I can't walk. Cripple Creek Barbecue.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take that one.
All right, Chris, go ahead and send me your shipping info, Greg at thebbqcentralshow.com, and we will get that out to you as soon as possible.
Thank you, sir.
All right, thanks for calling in tonight, Chris. Represent Arizona. Mike Ryman, what's up, buddy? Big ups to Mike Ryman. All right. Wait a second. You don't even think about that. All right, here we go. We're going to wrap up the first hour, and we'll come back with you and me hanging out for a little while. Chris wins the Cripple Creek Barbecue prize pack. Can I call it the luxurious prize pack from Cripple Creek Barbecue? Thanks to John Lynch for doing that. Cripple Creek Barbecue. Let me know what you think about that, Chris, when you get it. Chris in Arizona. John, that's not too far to ship, right? You'll ship to Arizona free of charge, or do we need to charge him for the shipping? Let me see. No? Okay. He'll pay for the shipping. Good for you. Thanks to my third segment guest, Robin Lindars, grillgirl.com, GRRL. And you are going to check out her website, grill your own cocktails, and all that great stuff. I think you should use the name that she said. Do it. You want to weigh in coming up next hour? Here's the number to do it, 877-448-0433. We'll step away real quick. We'll get a Kent Whitaker in, the deck chef. We'll come back with more. It's Rempy and you right here on the Barbecue Central Show.